Welcome to Report Vikings. Today, we bring you news that is shaking up the NFL world and will directly impact the future of the Minnesota Vikings. If you are a true Vikings fan and want to stay up to date with all the news and analysis, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Turn on notifications so you don't miss any details about your favorite team. Now let's go to the first news. Vikings may look for a speedy receiver to bolster offense in 2025. Over the past decade, the Minnesota Vikings have managed to form solid wide receiver duos, ensuring an efficient aerial attack. First, Stefon Diggs and Adam Thielen shone together, standing out from 2016 onwards. Then, it was Justin Jefferson's turn to take center stage alongside Thielen in 2020. Over the past 2 years, Jefferson has found a dynamic partner in Jordan Addison. However, while the team's top two options have been top-notch, the WR3 position has been a recurring problem. Several attempts to find a reliable receiver in that role have failed. Laquan Treadwell, Chad Beebe, and BZ Johnson failed to live up to expectations, while KJ Osborne managed to maintain a good level between 2021 and 2023. In 2024, Jalen Nailor took over the role, but has yet to establish himself as a definitive solution. Now, with Addison potentially missing playing time due to a suspension related to a traffic incident in July, the Vikings may need to bolster their receiving core. According to Garrett Podale of CBS Sports, the team may be eyeing former Kansas City Chiefs wide receiver Marquise Hollywood Brown. Hollywood Brown, a risky bet or a key player for the Vikings. When the Chiefs signed Hollywood Brown, the expectation was that he would add speed and help Patrick Mahomes stretch the field with explosive plays. However, a preseason shoulder injury required surgery and sidelined him until Week 16. His impact ended up being minimal. Just 9 receptions for 91 yards in the regular season and 50 yards in 3 playoff games. Despite the frustrating year, Brown has an interesting history in the NFL. A first-round pick in the 2019 NFL draft by the Baltimore Ravens, he quickly showed potential alongside quarterback Lamar Jackson. In his rookie season, he recorded 584 yards and 7 touchdowns, numbers that improved to 769 yards and 8 touchdowns in 2020. His best performance came in 2021, when he surpassed the 1,000-yard mark for the first time in his career. However, dissatisfied with the Ravens' offensive scheme, Brown asked to be traded and ended up going to the Arizona Cardinals. His time there was marked by difficulties. In 2022, a broken foot limited him to 12 games. In 2023, he had to deal with instability at the quarterback position and spent half the year catching passes from Joshua Dobbs. The results were modest: 709 yards and 3 touchdowns in 2022 and 574 yards and 4 touchdowns in 2023. When he signed with the Chiefs, he was expected to play a crucial role in the offense, but his injury changed those plans. Now, with 28 years old being celebrated in June, Brown enters the market in search of a new opportunity. Vikings may find the missing piece in Brown. What makes Brown an interesting option for Minnesota? First, its price must be well below what it could have commanded a few years ago. In 2024, he signed a 1-year, $7 million contract, and a similar deal could be enough to bring him to the Vikings. For a team looking to reinforce the position without compromising the budget, this could be a decisive factor. Additionally, the Vikings currently have 6 wide receivers under contract through 2025. Justin Jefferson, one of the best WRs in the league, an untouchable part of the offense. Jordan Addison, promising youngster, but could miss game time due to suspension. Jalen Nailor has yet to prove himself as a reliable WR3 option. Jeshaun Jones, little NFL experience. Lucky Jackson, limited participation reserve. Thayer Thomas, another name without much repercussion so far. Additionally, Trent Sherfield and Brandon Powell, who played key roles last season, are set to become free agents. That means if they aren't re-signed, the Vikings wide receiver group could be in dire need of more depth. Could Hollywood Brown be the missing piece? There are still questions about his ability to stay healthy and produce at a high level, but his track record suggests he can still contribute as a solid WR3. If the Vikings take a chance on him, they could gain a quick, dynamic target to complement Jefferson and Addison. With the free agent market approaching, it remains to be seen whether the franchise will be willing to take a chance on a player who, while talented, has yet to prove he can stay healthy and be productive. If the gamble pays off, the Vikings may have found a solution to a long-standing problem. Vikings could bolster offense with 4,600-yard rushing champion in offseason. The Minnesota Vikings' biggest decision this offseason revolves around the quarterback position, a choice that could impact the future of the franchise for years. However, another area of the offense also requires attention: the backfield. With uncertainty about Aaron Jones' permanence, the Vikings could be eyeing a new talented runner to lead the ground game. Among the options in the 2025 draft, one name stands out: TreVeyon Henderson from Ohio State. The running back enters the NFL after an impressive college career, crowned with a national championship. In 2024, Henderson accumulated 1,016 rushing yards and 10 touchdowns, in addition to recording 27 receptions for 284 yards and a touchdown through the air. According to Daniel Jeremiah of NFL Network, the Vikings could select Henderson with the 24th overall pick in the upcoming draft. The Vikings have seen firsthand the impact a dynamic running back can have on an offense loaded with passing options. See Jahmyr Gibbs in Detroit. Now, Minnesota can find its own weapon in the backfield with Henderson, especially with Aaron Jones set to become a free agent. Jeremiah also highlighted Henderson's potential to become an explosive player in the NFL. He's a muscular running back with elite speed and versatility. Overall, Henderson is a three-down weapon with big play potential. With an impressive college football record, Henderson finished his time at Ohio State with 3,761 rushing yards, 853 receiving yards, and 48 touchdowns, along with an incredible 4,614 yards from scrimmage. During his time there, he led the Big Ten in yards per attempt twice, first as a freshman and again as a senior. If the Vikings do draft Henderson, he could follow in the footsteps of J.J. McCarthy, who was drafted 10th overall in 2024 after winning the national title with Michigan. Will Minnesota look to another college champion to bolster its roster? Will Aaron Jones stay with the Vikings? As the Vikings review their draft options, the status of Aaron Jones remains uncertain. The veteran running back led the team in 2024, carrying the ball 255 times for a career-high 1,138 yards. However, at 30 years old, Jones faces challenges such as durability and competition in the free agent market. Coach Kevin O'Connell has publicly expressed his desire to keep Jones on the roster for 2025, noting his importance to the offense. "We love having Aaron Jones. For much of his career, he's been a committee player in the backfield, and for the most part, he's excelled. He was durable, playing 17 games and totaling over 1,500 total yards for us. He excelled at catching passes and running at an elite level. I would love to have him back." Still, O'Connell left open the possibility of bolstering the position with new additions. "We want to continue to grow that room, whether it's bringing in a young talent in the draft or another player in free agency to complement Aaron Jones. Our running game needs to evolve to become a complete offense." The need for depth in the backfield is clear. In 2024, the Vikings started the season with Ty Chandler as RB2, but before the trade deadline, they reacquired Cam Akers, who took over some of the responsibilities. Akers will also be a free agent, which raises the possibility of a reshuffle at the position. Vikings can invest in draft and free agency. With a projected $63.3 million in salary cap space, the Vikings have the firepower to bolster their roster. However, part of that amount could go toward keeping Sam Darnold or looking for a big name for the quarterback position. Spotrac estimates that Aaron Jones could sign a one-year deal for $5.6 million, down from the $7 million he received in 2024. The running back market has been unpredictable, and his age and injury history could affect his value. In the 2025 draft, the Vikings have 4 picks, but only one inside the top 50. Spending their first-round pick on a running back could be a tough decision, especially considering the league's philosophy toward the position, which is often viewed as easy to replace. An alternative would be to add Henderson and still bring in a veteran on an affordable contract, forming a more versatile and deeper backfield. The idea of a duo with Henderson and Cam Akers, for example, could be an interesting strategy to balance youth and experience. The future of the land game in Minnesota. Regardless of the Vikings' final decision, one thing is clear: the running back position will be a key focus this offseason. If Henderson is indeed the first-round pick, Minnesota will have a new explosive weapon to complement Justin Jefferson, Jordan Addison, and J.J. McCarthy, or another starting quarterback. If they choose to keep Aaron Jones and pursue cheaper alternatives in the draft or free agency, they can secure more depth without compromising valuable assets. The next few months will define the future of the Vikings' backfield. Will we see a new college champion shine in Minnesota? Or will the team bank on Aaron Jones' experience for another season? The answer will come soon.